Mr. Deputy Speaker, I declare that I'm the Director for the NTUC's Women and Family Unit and Secretariat to the NTUC's Women's Committee. I thank the government for the CareShield Life Review. These enhancements strengthen our long-term care system and give Singaporeans assurance that as our population ages, our system will remain robust, sustainable, and responsive to evolving care needs, such as the increased popularity of home caregiving services. Mr. Speaker, caregiving is an essential part of our social fabric. Behind every effective care policy lies a network of individuals, many of them women, who take on the responsibility of caring for their loved ones. They do so out of love and duty, often balancing employment, family commitments, and financial pressures. Their contributions may not always be visible, but they are fundamental to the well-being of our households and communities. Allow me to share the story of Ms. T, a young graduate in her late 20s. For the past 6 years, she has been the main caregiver to her grandmother, who lives with dementia. When she left the workforce to take on this role, she gave up her income, her CPF contributions, and opportunities for career progression. Her story reflects the reality for many informal caregivers that caregiving comes with long-term financial implications. These are not only emotional sacrifices, but also economic trade-offs that affect retirement adequacy and financial security later in life. Beyond the financial impact, caregiving can also be administratively demanding. And indeed, I have written several MPS appeals quite recently to help navigate our Punggol residents to this. Indeed, caregivers like Ms. T often find themselves navigating a complex landscape, applying for grants, coordinating across agencies, and managing multiple appointments. She shared that to apply for a home caregiving grant, she had to obtain payslips from both immediate and extended family members for means testing. Mr. Speaker, while our schemes are well-intentioned, such processes can be very overwhelming. I therefore urge our government agencies to continue efforts to streamline caregiving-related schemes, simplifying claims, reducing duplications, and easing coordination. Caregivers should be able to focus on what truly matters, caring for their loved ones. I note, too, that SMS Co has shared that more payouts will be given to home and community care. I welcome this development, given that aging in place is much preferred by our Singaporean families. However, given that home caregiving services by a professional nurse can go up to $280 per shift, I call on the government to consider in time higher payouts to families choosing home care options. Mr. Speaker, we must also recognize that women may face higher health and long-term care insurance premiums compared to men. When combined with the gender pay gap, this indeed creates the impression of a double disadvantage. Women earn less, yet pay more for protection. I recognize that there is a danger in oversimplifying insurance premiums along gender lines, as there are certainly differences in women's health needs. We live longer, and there are very real illnesses that afflict women only. Our women's health needs to be comprehensively covered by our paid insurance for payouts and coverage, and not to be generalized into a one-size-fits-all coverage plan. While I recognize that premiums will hence need to make actuarial sense, I urge the continued monitoring of women's affordability under CareShield Life to ensure no woman is left behind simply because premium and care costs outpace her ability to pay. To this, I thank the SMS for his assurance that no one will be left without insurance coverage because of premiums, and urge that we continue with the many layers of protection we currently have to support those who find premiums a burden. Mr. Speaker, indeed, caregiving, whether formal or informal, holds real economic value, and we must consider ways to ensure that caregiving is appreciated, recognized, and rewarded by all in our society. We must look to ways to enhance and promote CPF or CareShield Life top-ups for informal caregivers through family contributions, government co-funding, and contributions from civic society and employers. I thank the government for enhancing the match retirement savings scheme, and I also call for its expansion to include informal caregivers below the age of 55 to help build their nest eggs early. No doubt Ms. T would be very grateful for this. Such measures would recognize both the social importance and economic contributions of caregiving while helping caregivers build long-term retirement adequacy. Mr. Speaker, a strong care ecosystem also requires supportive workplaces. Employers play a vital role in enabling caregivers to remain economically active. Tripartite standards such as work-life harmony, flexible work arrangements, and even paid caregiver leave can make a meaningful difference and an impact to employees managing care responsibilities. At the NTUC Women and Family, we continue to work with progressive employers to foster fair and supportive workplaces for women and caregivers. We also encourage companies to open return-to-work pathways through flexible training, job redesign, and re-employment opportunities so that caregiving does not permanently close doors to career development and livelihoods. As we strengthen CareShield Life, we must also remember those from the backbone of our care economy, our nurses, community care professionals, and of course, our migrant domestic workers. Their work is demanding, both physically and emotionally. Amidst rising care costs, it is critical that our care workers are treated with dignity, paid fairly, and given adequate rest. Through tripartite collaboration, we must ensure that productivity gains in the care sector translate into both better wages for our workers and affordable services for our families. Caregiving is essential work in our homes and across our healthcare systems. I welcome the enhancements to CareShield Life, including escalating payouts, higher subsidies, and a simpler claims process. But beyond these improvements, let us continue to monitor care costs closely, support caregivers in balancing work and family, and ensure fair and safe conditions for our care workers. Ultimately, caring for our carers is an investment in our shared future. When we strengthen this compact for care between government, employers, families, and the community, we build not only just a stronger care system, but a more compassionate and united Singapore. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support amendments to the bill.
Ms. Joan Pereira.